Hello everyone. Today I'm going to sing two songs to highlight a certain long-range continuity in South Asian devotional music. The first song was composed sometime around the 13th century by Amir Khusro, an Indo-Persian Sufi scholar and poet. In some styles of Hindu devotional poetry, bhakti, the human devotee is symbolically imagined or reimagined as a feminine self. This feminization of bhakti is echoed in the song by Khusro. The second song was composed in 1888 by Rabindranath Tagore. My commentator is Chandini, who is a fine scholar of Mughal art and is associated with Karwan, the Heritage Exploration Initiative.
अरे सखी मोरे पिया घर आए, अरे सखी मोरे पिया घर आए, भाग लगे इस आंगन को, भाग लगे इस आंगन को, एरी सखी मोरे पिया घर आए, एरी सखी मोरे पिया घर आए, भाग लगे इस आंगन को, भाग लगे इस आंगन को, अपने पिया की मैं भले भले जाऊं, अपने पिया की मैं भले भले जाऊं, शरण लगायो निर्धन को, शरण लगायो निर्धन को, एरी सखी मोरे पिया घर आए। मैं तो खरी थी आस लगाए, मेहंदी कजरा मांग सजाए, देख सुरतिया अपने पिया की, देख सुरतिया अपने पिया की, हार गई मैं तन मन को, हार गई मैं तन मन को, एरी सखी मोरे पिया घर आए। जिसका पिया संग बीते सावन, उस दुल्हन की रैन सुहागन, जिस सावन में पिया घर नाही, जिस सावन में पिया घर नाही, आग लगे उस सावन को, आग लगे उस सावन को, एरी सखी मोरे पिया घर आए। আমি হৃদয়ের কথা বলিতে ব্যাকুল, শুধাইল না কেহ, আমি হৃদয়ের কথা বলিতে ব্যাকুল, শুধাইল না কেহ, সে তো এলো না, সে তো এলো না, সে তো এলো না, যার সপিলাম এই প্রাণ মন দেহ, আমি হৃদয়ের কথা বলিতে ব্যাকুল, শুধাইল না কেহ, সে কি মোর তরে পথ ছাহে, সে কি বিরহ গীত গাহে, সে কি মোর তরে পথ ছাহে সে কি বিরহ গীত গাহে যার বাঁশরি ধ্বনি শুনিয়ে যার বাঁশরি ধ্বনি শুনিয়ে আমি তেজিলাম গেহ আমি হৃদয়ের কথা।
Thank you very much, Dr. Barwa, for this beautiful rendition to both the bhakti songs / devotional songs of the year. I believe that romantic music, whether sung in olden times or sung in current times, whenever one hears a romantic song, one automatically associates it with a romantic love interest. Whereas I feel that several of these songs, especially these bhakti or devotional songs, like the one that you just sung, Aire Sakhi More Piya Ghar Aayo, is alluding to a larger entity. It's alluding to Bhagwan, it's alluding to Allah, or in Khusro's case, probably Sheikh Nizamuddin Aulia. And I feel that devotional poetry, when one hears it, it's meant to elevate the dasi, or the person singing that song. It's meant to elevate waiting, or this tension that one feels when one is waiting for redemption or waiting for the beloved to cast a glance at them. जैसे जैसे the way you sung, भाग लगे इस आंगन को, शरण लगायो निर्धन को. The act of surrendering yourself is is uh, is celebrated in bhakti or devotional songs like these, because as I feel that as a human, we would always want to be in a position of power, in a position where we call the shots, and bhakti songs like these celebrate the act of surrendering yourself to a larger force. It celebrates the femininity of devotion, the femininity of worship. And जैसे वो बोलते हैं, हार गई मैं तन मन को, आग लगे उस सावन को. That once the beloved is here, now I can wish that weight was over, that wish evil for that weight that I had to endure before the God saw me. I'm reminded of another song which came out a couple of years ago. It's called Tu Hi Mera, sung by Shafqat Amanat Ali. It's a Hindi film industry song, and usme bar the singer keeps saying Tu Hi Mera, Tu Hi Mera, Tu Hi Mera. And of course it's picturized on the hero and the heroine of the film, but the way the singer keeps uttering Tu Hi Mera, Tu Hi Mera, Tu Hi Mera, it's as if he is reinforcing it for himself or herself, that God is mine and I'm God's, right? So I also feel that it's the similar way for Khusro's songs, that and especially the one that you just narrated, हार गई मैं तन मन को, ere sakhi more piya ghar aayo, that the wait is finally over. The Lord has glanced at me, the Lord has listened to my prayers. And I'm sure that anybody who's going through a distressful time, once their penance is paid for, or once their mannat or prayer is finally heard by God, would associate with this song immediately, that ere sakhi more piya ghar aayo, that the God has finally listened to me, or that my wish has been fulfilled. So I do believe that these songs elevate waiting, elevate surrendering of self, elevate sacrifice, that it's not always important to be in power, to be the one calling the shots. It's also important to enjoy surrendering yourself to a greater power when you come across it. Like Khusro, when Khusro came across Sheikh Nizamuddin Aulia, he was happy to have surrendered himself, and I think that is what his poetry is trying to tell us. And similarly for the Bangla song that you narrated, in the second song that you narrated, the Bangla verse, is also in a way complementing the song before, because for those of us who have not yet been given this divine grace of maybe of being one uh, associated with God, and two being delivered of our woes, would not be able to understand it. And I think that is what the speaker in the second song, the Bangla song, is trying to do, that the restlessness of not being understood, it starts off as if it's a lover's quarrel, but I again believe that it's not a lover's quarrel between two humans. It's a lover's quarrel between maybe the devotee and the person or the entity that he worships or she worships, that whose plea is not being heard, that angst that one feels when the plea is not being heard. So the writer of the Bangla song is very beautifully, Rabindranath Tagore of course, has very beautifully drawn a parallel between a lover's quarrel and the the tension that a devotee would feel when the Lord is not delivering him of his woes. So both songs may on surface feel like they're songs written for beloveds, but if I think one looks deeper into it, it's a song meant for a devotee waiting to be heard by the higher entity. In one song, the one that we heard before, the devotee has already been delivered of his tensions. He's already, the grace of God, the nadra of God has finally fallen upon him or her, and that is why he's celebrating it, and he can finally celebrate it, and heave a sigh of relief. Whereas in the second song, the one written by Tagore in Bangla, uh, uh, the devotee has not yet been delivered of his tension by the Lord. So the restlessness that he feels, that I've understood my truer path of being associated with God, but God has clearly not redeemed me. That has been depicted. So two different stages uh, of one's association with God have very beautifully been depicted in both the songs, and of course, uh, and it has been delivered to us by your singing. So thank you very much for sharing that with us.